Hello guys, welcome to Cardageddon TCG Day 2 of showing off my 4 decks of the various elements. Today's element is going to be humanoids. So first we're going to start off with our start humanoid land. Now this deck is called the 7Ds, that's what archetype it comes from, and the whole base of the archetype is it's just based off of like 70s, 80s, and 90s products, stuff like that. So first we're going to start off with 7D Steed. So it is a humanoid creature, 0 attack, 2 defense, and it costs 2 stars to pay. And then its effect states, when this card is cosplayed, you could free play one 7D creature from your hand or deck. So basically, once you play this card, when you play this card, which means that you pay the star cost from the hand, and then you play it onto the field in a lane you control, then you can use its effect to free play another creature. So if you control another land, you can free play the creature in one of those lands. And then we are going to be running 3 of these because they are just it's just super good because you get to bring out another creature, and if you don't already have a land out, you get a second chance and a third chance to do so when you do have another land. Otherwise, it's just a nice 2k defense, or 2 defense. I should stop saying k, there's no thousands in this game. Next is the 7D Scout, humanoid creature. It's a 1/1/1, and it says, when a 7D creature is played to your side of the field, you can return 1 card on the field to the owner's hand. You can only activate this effect if 7D Scout once per turn. So, we have 2 of these, and this is really good because if you play a 7D Scout for 1 mana, and then you use your 2 to get out 7D Steed, you can then use its effect um, to maybe bounce an opponent's monster back to the hand, and then that means their lane doesn't have a monster in it, which means you can now attack them directly. Next we have 7D Stretch, who has a lot of text. He has a question mark amount of attack and defense, and he has 4 stars to pay. As an additional cost to play this card, you must sacrifice 2 or more other 7D creatures you control. This card's original attack and defense become equal to the combined attack and defense of those tributed creatures on the field. If this card would be destroyed by an opponent's card, you can destroy one other 7D card you control instead. So he's kind of like your boss monster. However, I'm thinking of just making an entirely new card because I think that's a little bit too complicated. However, it is balanced out by the fact that it requires 2 monsters and all that stuff. But yeah, I think he's fine for now. Next we have 7D Shift. All other 7D creatures gain one defense. So yeah, this is a very simple card. It's a humanoid creature, 3 stars, and it's a 2/3. Next we have 7D Sentry, which is actually one of your best cards. It's 6 stars, and it has 7 attack, 4 defense. It's a humanoid creature that states, once per turn, you can activate one of these effects. Destroy 1 non-land card on the field, or add a 7D card from your deck to your hand. So this is super good because you can actually cheat this guy out with your 7D Steed, and then you can immediately just destroy cards on the field. I did balance it out by saying destroy a non-land card, so you can't start destroying the lands your opponent plays. Next you have 7D Stone. All 7D creatures gain 1 attack, so it's kind of like the 7D Shift, except that it also instead gives them 1 attack instead of 1 defense. Next we're getting on to our spells. We have Lost in Space. 0 stars, and you gain 5 stars, then you discard your entire hand. So, you gain 5 stars as the cost, and then afterwards, once it resolves, you, actually no, this is all when it resolves. So yeah, you gain the 5 stars and you discard your entire hand. And then it's minimum 1, so you need at least 1 other card in your hand to activate this. 7D Ship, utility spell, a 7D creature costs 1 less to play, and then when a 7D creature deals damage to the opponent, you can draw 1 card. If the card drawn by this effect is not a 7D card, then discard that card. So this gives you draw powers, and it helps you pay for your creatures without having to give you stars. Basically, this just, that means you can pay 7D Scout, you can play him for free, since he's 1 star and it costs 1 less to play. And we run 2 7D ships. The draw power is also pretty good, especially since most of the cards in the deck are 7D's cards. Next we have 7D Spear, an attachment spell for 2 mana. A 70 creature attached with this card gains 2 attack and 2 defense. I think that's pretty balanced. It only specifies that 70's creatures gets this bonus. And 2 attack and 2 defense is pretty good. It could help boost the deck up, especially when you're using the super weak monsters. You can instead get yourself a little bit of a defensive or offensive advantage just by this one card alone. And then we have another attachment spell, 70 Strike. A 70 creature attached with this card gains 3 attack. That's pretty good. It's a 1-star, cheaper than this, but you're also getting another 2 defense for the cost of -1 attack. They just balance each other out, kinda. And then we run 3 copies of Cityscape, which is your basic humanoid land. I just made different arts because I was kind of bored, and I just wanted to do some coloring. So yeah, these guys, I think they look pretty good, especially this one down here. That was one of my favorites. And then last but not least, you run 2 70 lands. These are actually lands in the archetype. As you can see here, we got the 70 star. It is a humanoid land, so you play it just like a normal land. And it says all 70 creatures gain 1 attack. So it has the same effect as the 70 scout. Or not 70 scout, I think it was the 70 stone. Where is he, if I could find him? Yeah, this guy right here. So it shows the same effect as this guy right here, of all 70 creatures gain 1 attack. But yeah, that rounds off the deck. Those are all of the, that is the entire 70 deck that I've made so far. With booster packs and all that stuff, you probably would be adding more cards, but when I do release this as a structure deck, I'm probably not going to put 3 copies of 70 Steed in here. Probably only 1 or 2, because 3 copies is just super good for just just for one purchase. But yeah, this is the entire Humanoid deck. Hope you enjoyed watching it, and tomorrow we are going to be going over the Earth deck, the Golems. And yep, I'll see you all in the next video. Please leave a comment if you want to keep talking about this deck, or have any ideas for archetypes or cards that I could make, and leave a like if you enjoyed watching.